This is the Raspberry Pi Model 3B version 1.2, which came out in around 2015. There's a number of components on the little circuit board here, which I'm just going to give you a quick overview on. The first, we're going to go across these connectors along this side here, which are very important. The first that we will be using is the micro USB power supply. So this is basically where your power goes in, is this one here. And then we have the HDMI, it's a full-sized HDMI output, which is probably going to be the main output you use for connecting to a screen. We also have here a 4-pole jack, which is a 3.5mm composite video and audio output. Probably won't be using that for a little while. On the board itself, we also have a display serial interface, the DSI. This you can actually use, you can put a little ribbon in there that will connect to other screen types. We will use that a bit later on perhaps. And this one is really important here. This is your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. It's just there. If we turn the board round slightly, there we go. We also have two USB 2.0s here and two USB 2.0s here, and the RJ45 Ethernet connector if you want to connect to the network. If we just put the board back down where it was, this little chip here is actually the Ethernet and USB controller. So these guys connect to this chip to control it. We have at the top here the 40-pin GPIO, the general purpose input output pins. And these we're going to do a lot with, and this is where we connect additional stuff on the outside too. These are very important. And then the other main thing on the board is this here, which is the system on a chip, SoC, which is basically your CPU, central processing unit, plus it also has a GPU, a graphical processing unit, and it's all sort of built into one. It's like one sort of integrated chip that has everything all on one. Perhaps on bigger computers you generally have more beefy graphics cards as separate and separate central processing unit. Here it's obviously they've reduced the size, so that's your core system on a chip. And the last part, if we finally just turn it over, just here is the slot for where your SD card will go. So your SD card, which is basically the hard drive on this, will slot into there. There you have it, your Raspberry Pi Model 3B.